Baby, ya yo me enteré, se nota cuando me ve. Ahí donde no has llegado, sabes que yo te llevaré. Y dime qué quieres beber, es que tú eres mi bebé. Y de nosotros, ¿quién va a hablar si no nos dejamos ver?
Well, another huge trade in this MLB offseason. We've had like three now within the past week or so, and absolutely no free agency signings, which is pretty crazy. At least it's some action. But this time it's Cleveland shortstop Francisco Lindor, a top shortstop in baseball and the main piece going to the New York Mets, along with starting pitcher Carlos Carrasco. As for Cleveland, the main piece they got was Andres Jimenez, a shortstop with 5 years of club control left. The other MLB piece was shortstop second baseman Ahmed Rosario, who has some terrible discipline and defensive issues. And they also got two more prospects in the deal, right-handed pitcher Josh Wolf and outfielder Isaiah Green. First off, Cleveland. Obviously, they got Lindor, who is a top 5 shortstop in baseball at the moment and just 27 years old. Since 2018, among shortstops, Lindor is fourth among qualifying shortstops in WRC Plus at 119, third in DRC Plus at 123, and second in xwOBA at 356. This list does exclude some people like Tatis, Correa, and Seager because they haven't qualified in this span. Now, Lindor is not as good of a base runner as people think. He has been worth negative 3.2 base running runs since 2018. He is also a great defender, one of the best defensive shortstops in the game. He has the fifth highest shortstop OAA per 1250 with a minimum of 2,000 innings since 2018, sixth in DRS per 1250 innings, and second in UZR per 1250. So he's a really, really good defender, a really good hitter, and a below average base runner. Now, the Mets are only getting a season of him if they don't extend him. But it should be very good production, and should they decide to extend him, which it would seem odd to me if they didn't since they gave up Jimenez and Rosario, then obviously it's a great, great pickup for the Mets. The other part they got back in this deal, starting pitcher Carlos Carrasco. When healthy, he is an excellent pitcher. That has been his only issue, staying healthy. He only has 340 innings since 2018. However, in that span, he has a 23 K- walk rate, a 3.32 Sierra, a 73 xFIP minus, a 79 PCRA minus, a 3.82 xERA, and an 80 DRA minus. He is close to 20 to 30% above average in almost all of those stats, which truly is a very, very good, reliable starting pitcher. It adds on to an already very good rotation with DeGrom, Syndergaard, and Stroman. The Mets are really, really looking like a contender, and you can honestly say they're probably better than the Braves at this point. Now for the pieces the Indians got back. First off, Andres Jimenez, the shortstop they got back from the Mets. I absolutely love Jimenez. Jimenez, I would describe as an Andrelton Simmons comp with better base running. He has a solid contact tool, however, he doesn't have much power at all. He also is not super disciplined, just a 5.3 walk rate and a 21.2 K rate last year, and similar numbers in the minors. He had last year a 105 WRC plus and a 94 DRC plus with a 296 xwOBA. Well, his peripherals do place him below average. I mean, honestly, I doubt he replicates his 2020 production. He only had 132 PAs, but he can be a very, very good piece in the future. He also has a ton of time to develop, and if he can be just an average hitter, he will be such a great player with his defense. And in 2020, he had 3.1 base running runs and just 132 PAs. So you know he's going to be a great base runner. He's a great defender, 4 OAA in 182 innings. He has some excellent potential. Love him for Cleveland. For the next major league piece, Ahmed Rosario. Rosario was once a top prospect who has been in the league for a few years now. I think it's safe to say he has not really lived up to the hype. Since 2018, he has just a 91 WRC plus with an 88 DRC plus, a 308 xwOBA, and what is more, he is possibly the worst defensive shortstop in the MLB. He has negative 17 OAA since 2018, which is second worst among shortstops. He did, however, in 2020 have 2 OAA, so if that's a sign of defensive progression, maybe he can be decent. I do expect him to move over to second base, given that they also got Jimenez, and he's probably more likely their long-term shortstop. The first prospect that they got is right-handed pitcher Josh Wolf, a 20-year-old pitcher who is currently 12th in the Indians farm system. He was taken in the second round of the 2019 MLB draft and has a plus fastball. He could hit 97 his senior year of high school. Has some off-speed pitches too. He throws a changeup, curveball, and slider. His curveball is 60 graded on both Fangraphs and MLB.com. He has not pitched much, but in 8 innings in rookie ball in 2019, Wolf had a 3.38 ERA, a 0.88 FIP, and a 1.37 xFIP, along with a 77 DRA minus. It's not a huge sample, but it looks like he could really be a solid major league starter. Finally, 19-year-old outfield prospect Isaiah Green. He has yet to play in the minor leagues, so I really don't have much to say about him, but he was second round in last summer's draft. He has plus speed, a 65 graded speed on MLB.com and 60 on Fangraphs. Overall, he's still pretty raw. It remains to be seen, but if he can develop his hit tool, his power tool a little bit, and that speed can really contribute to his defense, he can be a very, very solid MLB contributor. Well, my overall thoughts on the trade is that it was not as bad of a trade as people are making it seem to be for the Indians. Yes, they traded away Lindor, a top 5 shortstop. However, it's just 1 year, and they were not going to re-sign him anyways, and they got a shortstop back who has a pretty decent ceiling, 5 years of club control, and some decent other prospects. I do definitely like Wolf more than Green, but I would also go so far as to say that the Mets could lose this trade if they do not re-sign Lindor, which I do not see them not re-signing him, but you never know. So I would say it's an okay trade for the Indians at the moment, but a great trade for the Mets, assuming they re-sign Lindor, who also got a probable borderline top 20 starting pitcher and healthy, which is pretty good. They are in prime contention for World Series right now, and it's not something I thought I would say at the beginning of this offseason. Well, thank you guys again so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed the video and gained some insight into this trade. Like, comment, subscribe, and let me know any questions you have down below in the comments or on Twitter. Make sure to follow me at Hayward Troy, and I will see you in the next video. I'm Jason Hayward Stan.